Thank you, Old Star. I've been working on my shininess.
Good job, and tonight's a great night to look your best.
Why is that?
Because it's Christmas.
Yay! What's Christmas?
You don't know about Christmas? Oh, that's right. You're a brand new star. It's your very first Christmas.
Yes, is it your first Christmas too?
No, I've seen over 2,000 of them.
Wow, 2,000? Is that a lot?
Yes. In fact, I'm old enough to tell you about the very first Christmas and why we still celebrate it today.
Ooh, please do. I want to hear all about it.
Okay, to start with, we have to go back all the way before the first Christmas and visit a little place called Nazareth.
Is Nazareth a place in the sky, up in space?
No, it's a place down on Earth. That little bitty plant right down there.
You mean the one over there by Jupiter?
No, to your left.
Do you mean Pluto? I didn't think it was still a planet.
To the left. Your other left.
You mean the little blue and green one there between Mars and Venus?
Exactly. And look, right over there, that's the town of Nazareth.
Ooh, who's the pretty lady?
She's Mary. She's a virgin, and she's pledged to be married to a man named Joseph.
What's he doing?
He's building something. Carpenters are always building something.
I hope it's a cradle.
I think you're getting a little ahead of our story.
Who's that other guy? He's all shiny like us.
That's Gabriel. He's an angel. He's come to talk to Mary. Let's listen.
Shh.
Greetings, you who are highly favored. The Lord is with you. Do not be afraid, Mary. You have found favor with God. You are to be with child and give birth to a son, and give him the name Jesus. He will be holy and he will be great and be called the Son of the Most High. How will this be, since I am a virgin? The power of the Holy Spirit will overshadow you, and the power of the Most High will come upon you. So the Holy One to be born will be called the Son of God. I am the Lord's servant. May it be to me as you have said.
What did all that mean?
The angel told Mary that she's going to have a baby who'll be the Son of God.
And what did Mary say?
She said yes.
Oh, good. Now what? I like Mary. She seems really nice.
Oh, she is. After the angel left her, Mary hurried to visit her cousin Elizabeth.
Elizabeth! Mary!
When Mary arrived, she found out things were just like the angel had told her. Mary seemed really happy.
Mary seemed really happy to see Elizabeth. And just think, Elizabeth was going to have a baby in her old age. It was a miracle.
Yes, it was. And Mary wasn't the only one who was happy. Elizabeth was happy too. Listen to what she said to Mary.
Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the child you will bear. For why am I so favored that the mother of my Lord should come to me?
My soul glorifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God my Savior. For he has been mindful of the humble state of his servant. Now on all generations will call me blessed, for the mighty one has done great things for me. Holy is his name.
Mary stayed with Elizabeth for a long visit and then returned home to Nazareth. But by now, it was more obvious she was going to have a baby.
Uh-oh. What did Joseph say?
Joseph knew the baby wasn't his, but since he was a righteous man, he decided to put Mary away privately. But after he had considered these things, God sent an angel to speak to him in a dream.
Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary home as your wife, for the child conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus, because he will save the people from their sins.
All of this was done in fulfillment of an ancient prophecy. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and we'll call him Emmanuel. Oh, and the name Emmanuel means God with us.
Wow, that's a great name. What did Joseph say when he woke up?
He did just what the angel told him to do.
Okay, so what happened next?
Next, there was a little drama that went on in Rome. Caesar, the Roman ruler, ordered that everyone had to be counted.
Why would he do that?
Something about taxes? Whatever those are. But in order to be counted, everyone had to go back to their family's hometown.
Sort of like a family reunion?
A little bit, without the games. Or the potato salad.
That's too bad. I love potato salad. And did they have cookies? I love cookies too.
I don't think so.
Then it really wasn't much like a family reunion at all.
No, in fact, for Mary and Joseph, it was a pretty long, difficult trip, especially since Mary was expecting a baby.
Where did they have to go?
They went to a little place called Bethlehem.
Do you mean that little bitty town over there in the middle of nowhere?
That's the one. It was the birthplace of Joseph's ancestor, King David.
Wait a minute. Bethlehem. Isn't that the one they sing about? The one they call a little town of Bethlehem?
Yes.
I really like that song. They even sing about how the silent stars go by.
Yeah, listen. I think someone's going to sing it now.
Wow, they can really sing. But listen, I thought it was the story about the first Christmas. When do we get to the part about the tree and the star?
Well, there was no tree on the first Christmas, but there was a star.
Where?
We're getting to that. First, we have to hear a bit more about Mary and Joseph.
Okay.
So Joseph went to Bethlehem to be counted, and Mary went with him.
Look, Mary and Joseph have arrived in Bethlehem. I hope they have someone nice to stay. Mary looks very tired.
You're right, she is. But there was no place for them in the inn, so Mary and Joseph stayed in a stable.
A stable? Do you mean like for cows and horses and goats and sheep and...
Yes. Mary and Joseph stayed in a humble stable. There, Mary had her baby and wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger.
Why did they put the baby in a manger?
It was probably the safest and best place they could have for him. I'm sure that Joseph lined it with fresh new hay and stood watch over Mary and the baby during the night.
What did they name the baby?
They named the baby Jesus, which means the Lord saves. And now, for the first time up in the sky, there was a new star announcing the birth of the Messiah.
Look, I think they're going to sing again.
They do that a lot at Christmas time. You'll get used to it.
wow, they can really sing. Just think, a new star in the sky. How wonderful, how glorious. No one on earth could have missed that.
It's amazing that not only did people miss the Messiah then, but they still miss him today. Maybe it's because they aren't really looking for him. But God didn't rely on a single star to announce the birth of his son. He also sent an angel to to tell a group of shepherds all about it. Of course, it really scared the shepherds to suddenly see an angel.
Do not be afraid. I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born. This will be a sign. He will be wrapped in clothes and lying in a manger.
And suddenly, a great host of angels appeared. And they praised God, saying,
Glory to God in the highest, on earth peace and on their favor rest.
When the angels left them, the shepherds said to one another,
Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened that the Lord has told us about.
So they hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby, who was lying in the manger. When they had seen him, they spread the word concerning what had been told them about this child. And all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things they had heard and seen, which were just as they had been told.
Would you please join us in singing angels we have heard on high?
Heaven on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and in Bethlehem in excelsis in excelsis
So that's the story of the first Christmas and the star?
Yes, but there's more to the story. Look, over there, in the east.
We three kings of Orient are. Field and fountain, moor, mountain, following yonder star.
Wait a minute. What are they saying?
It's from an old song about the three wise men. They're saying that they're three kings from the east, and that they've traveled a long way to get here.
Oh, I get it. And they saw the new star, and they followed it because they were wise enough to know that the Savior has been born.
That's right. And listen, I think they're going to sing about it. Kings of Orient are bearing gifts. We've traveled afar, field and fountain, far and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of might, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding.
Oh, I like the kings. And look, they brought presents. Who are they for?
The gifts are for baby Jesus. They are gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Gold because he's the king, frankincense because he is the high priest, and myrrh because of his sacrifice.
Hey, where are they going? Bethlehem's over there. Hey, fellas, you're going the wrong way. The baby's over there.
They're going to Jerusalem, to the palace, to look for the king of the Jews.
But why? The baby is in Bethlehem, over there. He was born in a stable.
They went looking for a baby king in a palace, but they didn't find him there.
Who did they find?
Well, unfortunately, they met an evil man named Herod, who was the local ruler.
Where is the one that has been born King of the Jews?
We saw his star in the east.
And we have come to worship him.
When Herod heard all of this, he was greatly distressed, and all of Jerusalem with him. He called in the Jewish chief priests and teachers of the law and asked them where the Messiah was to be born.
Go to Bethlehem, search carefully for the child. Once you find him, tell me so that I may worship him too.
So the wise men went on their way, and the star they had seen in the east went ahead of them until it stopped over a place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they gave him their gifts, went back to their own countries. But having been warned in a dream, they did not go back to Herod. They went home a different way.
Why didn't they go back to see Herod?
Because Herod didn't really want to worship Jesus. He wanted to destroy him.
That's horrible.
Yes, it was.
What happened to baby Jesus?
An angel was sent to warn Joseph in a dream to take his family away to Egypt, where they would be safe, and they escaped into the night before Herod found them.
That's wonderful. Is that the whole story?
There's a little more. When it was safe to return, the child Jesus and his family traveled back to Nazareth, where he was raised. Jesus was the Son of God, and he did all of the things that were prophesied about him. He lived a perfect life and died on the cross for all sin. Then he rose again to live forever. Now he sits on the right hand of God the Father, and one day he will come to judge the world.
That's amazing. How do you know all of this?
Oh, I saw it all from up here in the sky. You see, I am the new star that appeared that night.
Really? You're the new star? But you're so old.
So is the story. Over 2,000 years old, but still as true today as it was on that very first Christmas. And that's why we still celebrate Christmas today.
That's amazing. Thank you for telling us the story. I think I will shine a little brighter now that I know all of this.
Well, you know what King David said. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they display knowledge. There is no speech or language where their voice is not heard. Their voice goes out onto all the earth, their words to the ends of the world.
Yeah, well said. Hey, is that the same King David?
Yes, King David, the ancestor of Joseph, the one born in Bethlehem all those years ago.
Wow, I like that guy. He has a real way with words.
Okay, so what now?
Looks like it's time for another song.
And cookies? I love cookies.
Yes, we'll get you some cookies. Come on.